Hello, my lovelies. I hope you are well. This is an outside-inside oracle. I haven't done one for a little while, but it was just so glorious this morning when I went for a walk. So the bits following on from this will be the outsidey bit. So I do hope that you gleaned some peace and some contentment from watching the exquisite vista and panorama that I was walking through, as my intention was to beam this lovely peaceful energy to you. So I'll catch up with you at the end of the outsidey bit. It's so peaceful. The birdies singing. Not another soul in sight. And the clouds are amazing. Ooh. And it put me in mind of the gratitude and forgiveness energies. Gratitude to Mother Earth for this astonishing vista and panorama. It's so exquisitely beautiful. There's a kite circling up above the tree lines there, looking for breakfast. And then we have these trees everywhere with blossoms in their hair, and Mother Nature wears her finest crown. Troubles there are so much rarer out of town. Up there the sun is a big yellow duster, polishing the blue, blue sky. With bright fluffy clouds in a cluster, hanging on the breeze to dry. And I've just been reading up on some astrological information that comes in June when Mars moves into the sign of Cancer, conjunct the North Node in Cancer, conjunct Mercury in Cancer. And this is to do with healing wounds from our childhoods. And Cancer energy is the mother. So it just put me in mind of healing wounds to Mother Earth, asking her forgiveness, thanking her for all that she gives to us, all that she supplies us with, even though we abuse her, even though she is abandoned at times. So using the Hawaiian words of the ancestral healing, Ho'oponopono, 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 which means, please forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you, bless you. And so we're working on a much deeper level. This is not from the ego. This is soul to soul, energy to energy. Please forgive me, I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Bless you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Bless you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you. Bless you. And here's Misha. Shiba Inu Misha, who's enjoying the walk with me. So we'll carry on and see what else shows up. Spring starts to spring, the cuckoo starts to sing, a song to take the edge off winter's frown. Troubles there are so much rarer out of town. Trees everywhere with blossoms in their hair, and Mother Nature wears her finest crown. Troubles there are so much rarer out of town. Up there the sun is a big yellow duster, polishing the blue sky, with bright fluffy clouds in the cluster, hanging on the breeze to dry. Trees everywhere with blossoms in their hair, and Mother Nature wears her finest crown. And the spring feeling has a meaning out of town. And here up ahead of us are some meadow ladies. Ooh. So we approach very carefully. Hello again. So I do hope you enjoyed the walk through the countryside with me. An extraordinary thing happened as we got to the end of the fields and out into the back towards home. Because as I turned and looked at the extraordinary clouds and the formations there, I asked the universe to give me a sign. So please, can you give me a sign or an omen for the energies of today, and what I can absorb for myself and pass on to my lovely YouTube viewers. And so Misha and I were walking along, and we went through a farm gate, and carried on a little bit, and then we heard it opening again. So I looked back, and there was a lovely young girl, and she had a coffee in her hand, and strapped to her chest was a 7-week-old baby. And so we got chatting, and the baby's name was Gabriel. And I said, "Oh, thank you, universe." I said, "That's such a wonderful sign." And I said to the girl, I said, "Oh, you've just answered a request that I put out there to the universe." And Gabriel is a messenger. He's one of the archangels, and his name means "he who is like God." So the sign didn't appear in the clouds, which I assumed it might do. It appeared as this lovely girl with this lovely baby boy called Gabriel. And I said, "Well, what's your name?" And she said, "Chloe." Well, Chloe apparently means a shoot, a little shoot coming up through the ground. And then she asked me my name, and I said Amanda, and that means deserves to be loved. So all in all, the spontaneous little walk I took with Misha, and started to film because it was so stunning. And then when you do put out a request to the universe to give you a sign or a signal or some form of confirmation you're literally on the right path, it's not it's never as you think it's going to be. It was this lovely young girl with a brand new baby boy, and again spring, and the names were just so absolutely delightful. So I'm sharing that with you. I've got a few oracle cards to share with you as well. So I thought I'd have a look-see about Gabriel. And in the Archangel deck, there are 2 cards associated with Archangel Gabriel. One is leadership, and the other is nurture. And look at that. These beautiful angels looking after a baby boy. So the leadership card says, Archangel Gabriel, it is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So that's a direct message for me, because I asked for a sign, but also you guys out there, it's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So you might be thinking, oh, well, I don't have any qualifications, I'm not a teacher or a leader like that. Well, yes, you are. You have all sorts of experiences and lessons learned that you can share with other people. And because the Gabriel showed up in biblical history and in other religions, Gabriel showed up as the messenger to announce to Mother Mary and also to her cousin Elizabeth that they were going to become mothers. So there may be this message coming to some of you out there. If you've been longing to have a child, and it hasn't happened for you just yet, then the energy of nurturing is coming through for you. And also, in the biblical sense of things, Gabriel not only told Mother Mary and Elizabeth that they were going to become mothers, he also warned Mary and Joseph and advised them to leave because it was dangerous for them where they were staying. So that's when they upped sticks and left and went to Egypt. So however Gabriel shows up in our lives, He is a messenger. He will bring us information, both positive and, I wouldn't say negative, but as a warning, as a caution, about being discerning about situations, knowing when the right time is to up sticks and leave, and knowing when it's safe to pursue a dream or a goal. So the nurture card says, Archangel Gabriel, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. So how these angelic energies show up in our lives, as I said, I thought something beautiful would come shining down from the clouds, trumpets blaring, and as the big rain clouds parted, something beautiful would show up, and it did, but in the form of two human beings. And I think that was probably more delightful for me than heavenly trumpets. So whatever wants to show up for you in your lives, it might not be exactly how you expect it to be. And in that case, it might be a very pleasant surprise. So the card of leadership says, embrace your power in a loving way and use it for the greater good. I'll guide your actions so they inspire and motivate others. I'll also replace any self-doubt about your qualifications with an increased desire to serve, help, and teach. When your focus is more on how may I serve, then you won't worry what others may think about you. Focus upon your strengths, the many lessons you've learned, and how good it feels to be a living example of following one's divine guidance. Gabriel's name means God is my strength, and this phrase describes you as well. Regardless of your background, you have God's strength pouring through you at all times. Gabriel can help you fearlessly tap into this power. She'll reassure you that it is safe for you to be powerful and protect you in all ways. Gabriel's aura is copper, like her trumpet. When you wear the crystal stone citrine or the precious metal copper, you readily connect with her energy. So citrine is that sort of very pale yellowy stone, and also it's associated with abundance. I always keep a little piece of citrine in my purse to ensure that there was always abundance coming to me. So the nurture card says, one reason why it's important for you to help children is because you're also helping your own inner child in the process. You're teaching what you need to learn, so pay particular attention to the messages you deliver to children and their parents. Know that those messages are for you as well. Take time to play, laugh, and to be silly and carefree. Nurture your inner child with as much love and attention as possible. Gabriel works with mothers and children during all phases of conception, childbirth, adoption, and parenting. She helps grown-up children as well. If your heart longs for some playtime, call upon Gabriel to make all of the arrangements. She'll guide you along as you nurture your inner child. If you ask her, Gabriel will also assist you with your own parenting desires and needs. So there you are. She's, he, she. The energy of this beautiful archangel is assisting us all in giving birth to something in our lives. So whether it's you wishing to become a parent, or to create a new way of living, so a job or a career or some sort of partnership. But also the sense of this is that some of you may be waiting to hear about a pregnancy, about a birth. So you may be becoming aunties or uncles or grandparents, or godparents or something like that. So I also get the sense that for some of you there's a really lovely surprise coming through this message. So as I say, Gabriel announced to Mother Mary that she would become pregnant. Now Mary was a young woman, But Elizabeth, her cousin, was not. She was really getting on a bit. And she and her husband had tried for many years without success at trying to conceive a child. And at first, Elizabeth was really poo-pooed the idea that she could possibly become pregnant. But Gabriel said to her, you will become pregnant, you will be a mother. And sure enough, that happened, and she gave birth to John, who then became John the Baptist. So if some of you have given up hope or have been trying for a very, very long time to conceive a child, the energy of this message to you is saying, don't give up. Don't give up. So however a child wishes to come to you, and yes, we think of it initially through our physical bodies, but again, Gabriel's message, the universe can be saying, well, actually, we would like to bring you a child through another means. So it could be fostering, it could be adoption, it could be the weirdest or the wackiest of ways that a child shows up in your life, and or children, so it could be more than one. There are a couple more cards we have for you, and they fit in beautifully together. So the first one, I asked for an animal for you, because I love to work with the animal energies, and this is ant. I think that's a bit weird, isn't it? Why on earth should ant be important? But it is. Ant is all about patience. And ants work together. So they will always build and work and strive together to make their community thrive and work. So whatever you've been working towards, and for some of you it's been a very, very long time, this is saying the hard work that you've put in, the patience that you've had, will come to fruition in the very, very near future. So 32, that's the number there, adds up to 5. And 5 is the energy of constructive freedom. So that ability to live your lives, construct, design, build, grow what it is you want, but with that sense of freedom to be able to do it how you want it to do. So without those restrictions around you. So I feel that for some of you, this is saying surrender and release, let go. So the anxieties and the worries and the stresses that you've maybe held on to very tightly, possibly from other people's opinions or diagnoses or long-held beliefs, to say that no, that is not possible in your life. Breaking those old patterns of belief allows whatever it is that wants to meet you and you to meet it, allows that meeting to occur without all the worry and anxiety of it. So, little ant card says, be patient, honour the present moment, find the joy in now. So when we project our anxieties or our fears into the future, or the what ifs, the now can't really be active. So when we focus on the now, all of that other stuff will remain out there. It can't come to you. And then we have another, I asked for another Archangel card, and this one is Jeremiah, Archangel Jeremiah, and this is exquisitely beautiful. So this fabulous feather, angel's wing. So it's a bit like the looking at the clouds. And it says, overcoming difficulties. So with the patience that you've been working with. Archangel Gabriel says, the worst is now behind you and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So this is again surrendering, letting go, releasing, not holding on to perhaps what other people have said and their opinions on your condition, your physical health, or how they see you living your life. This is how you live your life, what it is you can bring it into your life. There are always other avenues, always other doorways, always other opportunities. Now I have a family member who came to marriage quite late in her life. She'd done an awful lot of travelling and decided in her, I think it was mid to late 40s, to adopt. And she actually got two fabulous kids from Nepal, a few years apart. They were both orphans. And her patience that she had with regard to bringing them back to this country was extraordinary. And now I see these two young adults blossoming and growing and becoming who they came here to be. And there was a soul contract between them, all three of them. So although they came from separate families in Nepal, there was a soul contract between the two children and with this family member. So at a certain point in her life and a certain point in their lives, the contract got activated. And yes, it took a little bit of time and some courage and some patience, but she overcame the difficulties and now is a mother of these two incredible young people. So the Overcoming Difficulties card says, the challenges you've faced have made you stronger and have taught you new lessons. Instead of becoming bitter, you've opened your heart with compassion toward people in similar situations. You've let go of any blame or feelings of victimhood. This is why you're now overcoming your previous challenges. Your positive outlook is attracting a loving solution and new situations at a higher level of spiritual understanding. Stay positive. Jeremiah's name means mercy of God, and when you call upon him, Jeremiah delivers mercy to you and everyone involved. Jeremiah guides you and others to act in loving ways. He also helps you adopt a merciful outlook, which enables you to consistently treat yourself with respect and tender, loving care. So I hope that's been of some help, assistance, enjoyment to you. Please leave me a comment. I'd love to know how you react to my little outpourings and me singing. There's such a huge shift of energies going on, which shakes us up from time to time. And I know for myself, I've had some extraordinary downloads in the last few days. I can't sleep, wide awake till 4, then up at 6. And I know for me it's about just letting go, surrender and release, surrender and release. If you can get out there in the countryside and go for a little walk, that will really help you to ground all of this stuff. If you can't, then that's why I've done the outside oracle bit for you in the countryside. So I do hope you enjoy it. Watch it over a few times and just allow yourself to absorb the greenery and that peacefulness and harmony. So if you'd like to contact me, all the details are in the box below. I send you lots of love, lots of joy, lots of happiness, peace, harmony and contentment. Bye for now.